Ladies, what is the most obvious hint you've dropped that went unnoticed by a guy? We were married 2 full years before I finally understood that if she took a bath at night I was going to get some. Watched a lot of baseball while she lay sparkling clean in bed alone. All these comments are making me not want to try any hints at all. For now on I'm just going to be straightforward. We did it, Reddit. Grab us by the dicks. I have literally dragged my husband by his penis to the bedroom. He's pulled my hair. It's been a fun 10 years. You're 100% sure he got the hint? Some of these comments are making me wonder if that was enough. Sex happened, so either he got the hint or just said duck it and decided since the kids were outside and we were in the bedroom, why the hell not? Ha. Married, with kids, pulled to bedroom by dick where you guys then have sex. But is she really into me? I just can't tell. I was staying the night at a female friend's house. I had a huge crush on her and it was the first night sleeping in the same bed. Her, just so you know, jeans aren't allowed in my bed. You have to take the off. Me, ha ha ha, that's a dumb rule, keeps them on that one still stings. Edit. First and foremost, obligatory first gold, thank you kindly stranger. To answer some questions, the girl in question was and is still one of my best friends. I suppose that's why I was as dense as a black hole.
Second, I didn't plan on staying the night, it just kind of happened, so no, I don't sleep in jeans.
We both laugh at my stupidity to this day, but to be honest, I'm really glad I didn't because I wouldn't want to risk losing a best friend. I'm glad you guys enjoyed my story. It's fun to tell. Reading this makes me rethink all the times I was flat out rejected. Maybe the guys were just dense. You cannot underestimate the denseness. I was living with my then boyfriend a few years ago. Feeling a little flirtatious, I suggested we could take a shower together, you know, to save water, wink wink. His response? Why? We don't pay for water. Shut down. Honestly, I would probably do this just because I hate my landlord. A friend, now boyfriend of 7 years, asked what I wanted to do that night. I said you. He didn't even seem to register what I had said. He was like, we should go see X movie. Edit, holy shit, this blew up. This isn't even the worst one too. My poor, oblivious boyfriend. I eventually asked him out after a friend told me he really wanted to date me. I thought him bringing up a movie was his kind way of letting me down gently. Poor thing still kicks himself for it after 7 years, lol. Him, I don't want to pressure you, but it's pretty late and I think you should spend the night. My couch is super comfortable and I can make it up for you if you'd like. Me, maybe I could sleep in your bed with you. Him, I promise the couch isn't bad, brutal. I think you may have gotten rejected. Seriously, I've turned girls down before by feigning ignorance like this. That's what I assumed when I read it. It lets you avoid flat out rejection and makes them think you're just a clueless guy, and lets you avoid sleeping with them. As I was reading this thread, my next door neighbor asked if I can come kill an ant in her room because she's too scared to do it. I almost didn't reply. Almost. The fact that I was reading this thread was the only reason I knew she wants to chill. Hopefully she doesn't actually just want me to kill an ant. Edit, there really was an ant. A small one. And when I got rid of it for her, her only response was "K, thanks, talk to you later." Duck this misleading fantasy world. It's been 8 mins. That's like 6 minutes longer than average. For ant killing, I mean. What if the ant called for backup? Godspeed op. This girl was sitting with our group of boys and saying if I was to get with one of you, it would be you, my name, and I was just like, thanks very much, very kind of you to say that. At least you seem like a really polite guy. After many moons of trying to get this guy in bed, I straight up humped his leg in an act of horny desperation. He thought it was hilarious. Years later he asked me why we never hooked up. Edit, some clarification, we were making out on his couch at the time. I didn't just attack him and try to duck his leg. I love your honesty about this situation. My fiancé and I were chatting on FB Messenger near the start of our relationship and it went something like this. Him, I haven't had sex in 2 years. Me, that's quite a streak, I'd hate to mess it up. Smile. Him, yeah, it's been a while. Wait, what? I then lured him into a hotel, ducked his brains out, and now we're getting married. I started talking to a guy who was behind on Game of Thrones. So I offered to give him my HBO password so we could watch it at his place, thinking it would be a good excuse to hang out. He ends up marathoning the show without me. We're dating now, but he sure as hell not watched season 7 without me. Hitting on my now boyfriend of 3 years. I was complimenting him on how handsome he was and how he had beautiful eyes. I wanted a closer view of them, so he texted me this creepy-ass shot of his eyeball with his eye as widely opened as possible. He legitimately thought that's what I wanted. After our first date, I immediately started talking about potential future dates and how much fun I had with him. I stayed out so late that I missed my friend's party. However, because I didn't hug him properly and asked to split the cost of the meal, he thought I wasn't actually interested. So he texted me this creepy-ass shot of his eyeball with his eye as widely opened as possible, my brand. I was laying down on a bench with my head in his lap talking about our previous experiences. This was high school, and he told me he had never had a BJ before. I told him, with my head in his crotch, that I could blow his mind. Nothing. Crickets. Edit, we were in a public park and I was a 16-year-old with a rapidly approaching curfew. I didn't expect him to whip it out, but I wanted him to have it in mind. I did end up delivering, but not before trying to be coy one last time and being completely straightforward the third time. If only you'd said blow your penis, that might have worked. I told my boyfriend to get naked and he responded, you get naked, so I said okay. I will if you're nice to me, smile. He laughed and went to sleep. Guess he didn't want to be nice. Edit, he didn't think I was being serious until he woke up to me masturbating. He is like, great, I got to be nice and take my pants off, that's it, I'm going to bed. When I was in senior in high school during prom season, there was this girl in most of the classes I was attending. We were good friends, we had much in common, we were at the top of our class. Also, I thought she was cute. One day she and her friend approaches me during lunch. Girl, hey, don't you want to ask me something? Raises eyebrows. Me, I don't know, what? She and her friend gives each other a look. Girl, are you going to prom? Me, I'm not sure, I don't have anyone to do with. End scene. I didn't get the hint until years after. But I did end up going to prom with the fellas. I'm a fool. Fellow fool here. I was a nerd in high school before nerds were cool, 1988. But I was lab partners with the two most popular girls in school. One was cheerleader captain and the other was SCA VP, and they were gorgeous. Despite my nerd status, they found me interesting. At the end of senior year, prom conversations started, but I was not going. I didn't have a girlfriend and only had a couple dates in high school, and the easiest way to avoid all that BS was to simply not go. Then they cornered me. Them, who are you taking to prom? Me, no one. I'm not going. Them, you have to go. Everyone is going. Me, nah, it's not my thing. Besides, who would I go with? Them, you should ask Jonelle, the other cheerleader captain who recently broke up with her boyfriend. Me, what? She'd never go with me. Them, oh, I bet she would if you asked her. Me, no way. Them, you have to. Me, nope. End scene. What I didn't realize at the time was that girls operate differently from boys. This wasn't some random conversation. There was no betting on their part. This was all planned with Jonelle's blessing. This was the three most popular girls in school plotting to get me, a nerd, to ask one of them to prom. And I didn't ducking realize it. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, didn't. Dude. You opened my eyes. This happened to me all through middle school and I blew it off every time. I didn't know that was a hint, I thought they were just teasing me. Which they also could have been doing. I dunno. I've seen the movie Carrie. People be evil. Good scenario, the girl's into you and you have a date to prom. Better scenario, a bucket of pig's blood drops onto you and you develop psychic powers. Win-win. After a conversation with my boyfriend about not being obvious enough when trying to initiate sex, I decided to entice him by posing naked on the corner of the bed and seductively whispering, "Hey, you," as he walked in the room. His reaction? He walks in the room, gives me a bro nod, and says, "Hey, babe. I gotta poop." We did not end up having sex that night. Hey, if you gotta poop, you gotta poop. Edit. Thanks Reddit. I always knew that one day my top comment would be about poop.